Today we're talking about staying prepared for power outages. Power is crucial in our lives, but outages can be chaotic. Let's make sure you're ready. First on our list are portable power banks. These little guys are lifesavers when the grid goes down. They keep your essential devices running, like phones and tablets. Your phone is crucial for weather updates and emergency alerts. Entertainment during a power outage can help pass the time. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Consider the capacity when choosing a power bank. Higher capacity means more charges for your devices. During a prolonged outage, you'll be glad for the extra juice. I keep several charged up all the time. Next up, we have the absolute essentials for navigating a dark house: flashlights and lanterns. Honestly, you can never have too many of these scattered around. I like to keep one in every room, that way I'm never caught off guard. And don't forget about those hallways and stairwells. Those can be treacherous in the dark. A good, sturdy flashlight is a must-have. Look for ones with long battery life and a comfortable grip. Now, for a more widespread light source, lanterns are fantastic. They cast a wider beam, perfect for illuminating an entire room. Plus, many lanterns come with different brightness settings, so you can conserve battery power when needed. And if you want to be extra prepared, consider getting a hand crank lantern. That way, even if your batteries do run out, you'll still have a source of light. We've got our devices powered up, we can see where we're going, but how do we stay informed about what's happening outside our little bubble? That's where a good old-fashioned radio comes in. Having a battery-powered, or, even better, a hand-crank radio, is essential for receiving crucial news updates, weather reports, and those all-important emergency instructions. You never know when a storm might knock out cell towers, so having a backup communication method is crucial. These radios are also great for entertainment. Listening to music or talk shows can really help keep your spirits up during a stressful situation, especially if you're cooped up inside. And there's something kind of nostalgic and comforting about gathering around a radio, don't you think? It reminds me of simpler times. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite subject: food. When the power's out, you can kiss that fancy refrigerator goodbye. That's why having a well-stocked pantry full of non-perishable food and plenty of water is absolutely non-negotiable. Think canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, granola bars, peanut butter, things that are shelf-stable and provide energy. And don't forget about comfort foods. A little chocolate or a bag of chips can go a long way in boosting morale. As for water, the general rule of thumb is 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and sanitation. That might seem like a lot, but trust me, you'll be grateful to have it. And if you have pets, don't forget to have extra food and water on hand for them too. They're part of the family too, after all. Don't underestimate the humble can opener. It's your best friend when you need access to a hearty meal. Keep one in your kitchen and one in your emergency kit. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Make sure everyone in your household knows how to use it. We talked about flashlights and lanterns, but it's always a good idea to have multiple light sources. Think outside the box. Candles, matches, solar-powered lights, and those cool little crank-powered lanterns are all fantastic options. Candles create a lovely ambiance and can really warm up a room both literally and figuratively. Just be sure to use them responsibly and never leave them unattended. Solar-powered lights are especially useful. Just set them outside during the day to charge, and you'll have free light all night long. Plus, they're eco-friendly. Having a variety of lighting options will not only make your power outage experience more bearable, but also add an element of safety and security. Accidents happen, and they're even more likely to occur during a power outage. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit is absolutely crucial. Make sure yours includes all the basics like bandages, antiseptic wipes, gauze, pain relievers, and any personal medications you or your family members might need. It's also a good idea to have a first aid manual handy, just in case. You never know when you might need to brush up on your CPR skills or how to treat a burn. It's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, especially when it comes to health and safety. We've got our non-perishable food, but how are we going to cook it without electricity? That's where alternative cooking methods come in. Consider investing in a camp stove, a portable grill, or even a good old-fashioned fondue pot. These options allow you to prepare hot meals and boil water without relying on your stovetop. Just make sure you have enough fuel on hand for your chosen cooking method. Propane canisters for camp stoves, charcoal for grills, and those little gel fuel canisters for fondue pots are all good options. And as always, safety first. Never use these cooking methods indoors, and always make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. Power outages often occur during extreme weather events, which can mean sweltering summers or frigid winters. That's why it's essential to be prepared for all temperatures. Stock up on warm blankets, sleeping bags, and even those cozy thermal blankets that reflect your body heat. They don't go bad and are absolute lifesavers when the temperature drops. And even if it's not freezing outside, snuggling up in a warm blanket can be incredibly comforting during a stressful situation. Staying warm is about more than just comfort. It's also about safety, especially for young children and the elderly. We've talked about all sorts of battery-powered devices, but they're no good without a fresh set of batteries. Stock up on AA, AAA, C, and D batteries. You never know what you might need them for. And don't forget about those specialty batteries for things like weather radios and flashlights. It's always a good idea to have a few extras on hand, especially as we head into the darker season. Store your batteries in a cool, dry place, and check their expiration dates periodically. You don't want to be caught in the dark with a flashlight full of dead batteries. Having a good supply of fresh batteries on hand will save you a lot of headaches when the power goes out. We've covered staying warm, but what about staying cool? If you lose power during the summer months, keeping your food cold becomes a top priority. That's where coolers and ice packs come in handy. A good cooler can keep your perishables cold for several hours, and ice packs can help extend that time even further. If you have a large family or anticipate being without power for an extended period, consider investing in a larger cooler or even a second refrigerator that runs on propane. And here's a little tip: freeze water bottles and use them as ice packs. That way, as they thaw, you'll have extra drinking water on hand. Power outages can be messy business, and maintaining personal hygiene is important, even when things get chaotic. Stock up on wet wipes, hand sanitizers, dry shampoo, and other hygiene products that will help you stay clean and refreshed, even without running water. A little bit of self-care can go a long way in boosting morale during a stressful situation, and nobody wants to be the smelly one in the group when the power's out. In today's digital world, we often forget about the importance of cold, hard cash. But when the power goes out, ATMs and card readers might not work, leaving you stranded without a way to pay for essential items. Keep a small stash of cash in a safe and discreet place in your home. I'm not talking about thousands of dollars here, but enough to cover some basic necessities like gas, food, or emergency supplies. Having some cash on hand can give you peace of mind knowing you're not completely reliant on technology during an emergency. Cash is king, especially when the grid goes down. You never know what situations might arise during a power outage, so having a reliable multi-tool on hand is always a good idea. Look for one with a variety of tools like pliers, screwdrivers, a knife, a saw, and maybe even a can opener. These tools can come in handy for a multitude of tasks, from making minor repairs around the house to preparing food or even defending yourself in a worst-case scenario. Keep one in your car, one in your emergency kit, and one in a handy spot in your home. You never know when you might need a tool in a pinch. Being prepared is all about having the right tools for the job, and a good multi-tool is like having a whole toolbox in your pocket. In the chaos of a power outage, especially if you need to evacuate your home, having all your important documents gathered in one place can be a lifesaver. Create a bug-out bag or a binder with copies of essential documents like your driver's license, insurance cards, medical information, and any other important paperwork. This way, if you need to leave your home in a hurry, you won't waste precious time searching for these crucial items. Having your important documents organized and easily accessible can provide invaluable peace of mind during an emergency situation. So there you have it, my top 15 essential items for surviving a power outage. Remember, the power is going to go out at some point, and you're going to wish you had some of these things set up. You can do it now, later, or a bit at a time. Just get started. Check out the links down below for some of the items mentioned, and feel free to add to them and throw some of your brilliant ideas in the comment section. Be safe and stack it to the rafters, my friends.